Hey everyone, and welcome! So you already know that n8n is an absolute powerhouse for building automations by yourself. But what happens when you bring your whole team into the mix? Today, we're going to dive into how you can really master collaboration in n8n so you can build bigger, better, and way more secure automations together.
Making that leap from being a solo builder to working with a team, it's huge. All of a sudden, it's not just about how fast you can build, it's about security. How do you give everyone the access they need without just passing around sensitive API keys? And, maybe more importantly, how do you stop someone from accidentally breaking a mission-critical workflow? Well, that's the big question we're going to tackle today.
All right, so here's the game plan. We're going on a journey through what I like to call the expanding circles of collaboration. We're going to start on the very outside with your biggest team, the entire n8n community. Then we'll zoom right into your inner circle and talk about managing users and roles. After that, we'll get tactical and cover how to share work without sharing secrets. And to finish it all off, we'll get into the ultimate power move, automating the automation platform itself. Let's do this.
Okay, let's kick things off with that first widest circle. See, long before you even think about inviting your first official teammate, you're actually already part of a massive team, the global n8n community. And trust me, it's a resource you really don't want to sleep on.
Seriously, the community forum is your secret weapon. It's the place you go to get unstuck in like minutes, not hours. It's where you'll hear about new features before they even launch, and it's where your ideas can actually help shape the future of the platform. Think of it as your free on-demand support network that saves you from that, "ugh, I'm totally stuck" feeling.
But you want to know the community's single biggest time saver? It has to be the template library. This is where all their collective brain power becomes your personal shortcut. I mean, why would you ever build something from scratch when someone's already done the hard work for you? And I really mean it. Before you start any new workflow, just do yourself a favor and check the templates first. You're going to find ready-to-go solutions for things like backing up your work to GitHub, building complex chatbots, or even pulling text out of PDFs. Grabbing one of these can literally save you hours, maybe even days of work. It's the ultimate head start. All right, let's zoom in from that huge global community to your own inner circle. The moment you start adding teammates to your n8n instance, things get real. You absolutely need to control who can do what, not just to be efficient, but for security. This is where users, roles, and rules become so important. So n8n keeps it super simple with three main roles. First, you've got the owner. Think of this as the one person with the keys to the entire kingdom. They handle the billing and all the top-level settings. Then there's the admin, who is your trusted day-to-day manager. They can add users and see all the workflows. And finally, you have your members. These are your builders, the folks who are in there actually creating the automations. This simple setup is your first line of defense for keeping everything organized and secure. Now listen up, because this right here is probably the most important and frankly brilliant security feature in n8n. Once a credential, like an API key, is saved, no one can ever see the secret inside it again. Not a member, not an admin, not even the owner. You can use it, you can share it, but you can never pull out that raw key. It's a secure black box, which gives you total peace of mind.
And that whole black box idea, that's the key to everything. It's what allows for real, true team collaboration. It answers that huge question: how do you let people work together without just handing over the keys? The answer is all in how n8n lets you share the work without ever sharing the secret.
So the first way you can collaborate is through workflow sharing. This is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. You're letting a teammate into a specific workflow that you built. They can open it up, they can make edits, they can run tests. It's perfect for when you just need a second pair of eyes on a project.
But what if you want to give someone access to a tool itself? That's where credential sharing comes in. Instead of just sharing one workflow, you're sharing, let's say, your company's official OpenAI key. Now your whole team can use that key in any of their own projects, and they still never ever see the secret token itself.
And that right there, that's the core idea you got to remember. It is all about sharing the access, not the secret. This one single concept is what makes secure, scalable team automation possible. Okay, so let's really lock this in, because this is a super important distinction. When do you use which one? Well, you share a workflow when you want someone to help you edit that one specific project. They get temporary access to the keys needed just for that workflow, and that's it. You share a credential
when you want to empower your team to use a tool, like your company's Typeform account, across all of their different projects. No matter which you choose, the secret always stays secret.
Okay, it is time to enter the final circle, and this is the most advanced and definitely the most powerful layer of control. We've talked about collaborating with people, but now, what if you could make the platform collaborate with itself? Let's talk about the n8n API. Just let that sink in for a second. What if you could use n8n to manage n8n? This idea, it's sometimes called meta-automation, and it's where you go from just being a user of the platform to being the master of your entire automation ecosystem. It's kind of mind-bending, right?
Let me give you a perfect example. Picture this. You've got this massive, resource-hungry workflow that you only really need running during business hours. Instead of just leaving it on all the time, you build a tiny little workflow that runs on a timer. At 6 p.m., it automatically calls the n8n API and just turns the big workflow off for the night. Then at 8 a.m. the next morning, another workflow turns it back on. It's simple, it's elegant, and it's completely automated resource management.
And that is just scratching the surface. With the API, you can programmatically control almost anything. You can activate workflows based on some external event, you can create new ones from a template, manage credentials, you can even build a completely separate application that controls your n8n instance. It is, without a doubt, the ultimate toolkit for any power user. So, there you have it. We've gone all the way from the global community to managing your own team to sharing work securely and finally to automating the platform itself. You now have the complete toolkit for building really powerful, secure automations as a team. So the only question left is, what are you going to build?